They told you life peaks at 20. They lied. The man you're meant to become, the one whose silence shakes rooms, who doesn't chase but gets chased, he hasn't even been born yet, and the world isn't ready for him. Are you? Since childhood, everyone told you the same thing. They said the best time of your life is when you are young. Your college years, your first love, your first job, your young face, your fit body. They said this is the golden time. Enjoy it now because it will never come back. And you believed them. Of course you did. Everyone around you was saying the same thing. Your parents, your friends, your teachers, even the films you watched. They all showed you that youth is everything, that life is a party at 20 and a funeral at 40. So you started to believe something very dangerous. You started to believe that after 30, everything is finished. No new chances, no new stories. No one will notice you. No one will find you interesting. You thought the best chapters of your book were already written. But here is the truth. That belief is completely wrong. It is not just a little bit wrong. It is the opposite of reality. The real life of a man begins after 40. Let me explain why. When you were 20, you have energy, you have passion, you have fire in your heart, but you do not have direction. You run fast, but you do not know where you are running. You shout loud, but you do not know what you are saying. You want everything, but you do not know what truly matters. Now think about a man who is 40. The lines on his face tell a story. Every wrinkle carries a lesson. Every gray hair represents a battle he has fought and survived. His eyes have seen failure. His hands have built things and watched them break. His heart has been broken and has healed itself, not once, but many times. And now something beautiful has happened to him. His silence has become powerful. When he walks into a room, he does not need to announce himself. His presence does the work. There's a calmness in his steps, a steadiness in his voice, and a depth in his eyes that changes the atmosphere around him. At 20, you had passion without direction. At 40, you have direction, vision, and confidence. This combination is rare. This combination is magnetic. This combination is what the world truly respects. Do you remember what life was like at 20? You wanted everyone to like you. You changed yourself to fit in with different groups. You laughed at jokes that were not funny. You agreed with opinions you did not believe in. You wore clothes to impress people you did not even like. You were constantly looking for approval. Every decision you made was filtered through one question: what will people think? That is a prison, and most people do not even realize they are locked inside it. But something changes as you grow older. Something shifts inside you, slowly, quietly, like a sunrise. A new understanding begins to light up your mind. You stop asking for permission to be yourself. You stop running after people who do not value you. You stop trying to prove yourself to strangers. You stop performing for an audience that does not care. And when you stop doing all of these things, something magical happens. You become free. A 20-year-old boy tries hard to get attention. He dresses up, he shows off, he talks too much, he tries too hard. But a 40-year-old man attracts attention without even trying. He simply exists, and that is enough. Why? Because he has learned the most important lesson of life. The people who want to be in your life will stay by their own choice. Not because you forced them, not because you begged them, not because you performed for them. This understanding, this maturity, this inner balance, this is the most attractive quality at any age. Let us talk about attraction. Not the kind you see in films with romantic music and slow motion scenes. Real attraction. The kind that pulls people towards you like gravity. Most people think attraction comes from your appearance, from your clothes, from your car, from your money, from your muscles. These things might get someone's attention for a moment, but they do not keep it. They are like fireworks, bright and exciting for a few seconds, then gone forever. Real attraction comes from something deeper. It comes from mental energy. It comes from emotional strength. It comes from knowing who you are and being comfortable with it. When a man reaches the point where he does not need to prove anything to anyone, his silence becomes his influence. Every step he takes, every word he speaks, every look he gives, it all leaves a deep impression on the people around him. At 20, you had doubt inside you. At 40, you have clarity. At 20, you searched for other people's approval. At 40, you decide your own direction. And this shift, this change, from seeking validation to living with vision, this is what makes you rare. Psychology tells us something very interesting. When a person stops living for validation and starts living with vision, they become an inspiration to others. People are naturally drawn to someone who knows their purpose, someone who is not shaken by every small problem, someone who stands firm in the storm. You do not need to show off anymore. You do not need to keep everyone happy. You just need to be honest with yourself. That is all. When your maturity becomes your identity, when your peace becomes your magnet, that is when real attraction begins. Because a real man is most attractive when he is not a slave to his emotions. He is their master. He feels everything deeply, but he chooses how to respond. He does not react. He responds. There is a very big difference between these two things. This is self-control, and this is true strength. Remember this. A real man is not the one who speaks the loudest. A real man is the one whose silence speaks for him. Have you ever noticed something interesting? When a woman looks at a man who is 40, something happens inside her mind. A deep curiosity is born. She wants to know more. She wants to understand him. She is drawn to him, and she might not even understand why. This attraction does not come from perfume. It does not come from expensive watches or fancy cars. It does not come from muscles or a handsome face. It comes from maturity. A young man of 20 talks to impress. He tells stories about himself. He exaggerates. He tries to be funny. He tries to be cool. He is performing a show, and deep down, the woman knows it. But a man of 40 speaks with wisdom. He does not talk to impress. He talks to connect. He listens more than he speaks. And when he does speak, his words carry weight. They carry experience. They carry truth. This difference is everything. This difference turns an ordinary man into a magnet. Women are attracted to men who are calm, men who do not react to every small thing, men who know how to listen, men who give space, men who are present, truly present when they are with someone. Psychology explains this very clearly. For most women, quiet confidence is far more attractive than loud dominance. A woman does not want drama. She wants stability. She does not want a man who creates storms. She wants a man who stays calm during storms. She wants someone who does not hide his weakness, but knows how to turn that weakness into strength. She wants someone who makes her feel emotionally safe, not physically safe because she can take care of herself, but emotionally safe, safe enough to be vulnerable, safe enough to be honest, safe enough to be herself. Around such a man, there is an invisible feeling of security. You cannot see it, but you can feel it. It surrounds him like warm light on a cold evening. And this feeling, this sense of emotional safety, this is what separates him from everyone else. This is not flirting. This is not a technique. This is not a trick you learn from a book. This is energy. Pure, honest, powerful energy. The kind of energy that says without words, I do not need to prove myself to you. My presence is enough. And this is where real attraction begins, where there is no pretending, only depth, where silence speaks louder than words, where a look says more than 100 love letters. Remember this truth. A man who has understood his own life becomes meaningful in someone else's life. He does not chase love. Love finds him. He does not beg for respect. Respect comes to him naturally. He does not demand attention. Attention follows him like a shadow. 40 is a turning point. It is a crossroad where the boy ends and the leader is born. At this moment, life gives you two choices. The first choice is to live in regret, to look back at the past and cry about lost time, to sit in the corner and tell yourself that your best days are behind you, to give up and slowly disappear. The second choice is to stand up with discipline and purpose, to look the world in the eye and show everyone, including yourself, who you truly are. If you choose the second path, there are 3 habits that will transform you completely. When you were young, you got angry quickly. Someone said something bad and you exploded. Someone hurt you and you burned with hatred. Your ego controlled your actions. Your emotions were your master, and you were their slave. But now, things are different. Now, when someone provokes you, you understand instead of reacting. Now, when someone hurts you, you choose to ignore instead of hate. Now, your intelligence guides you, not your ego. This is not weakness. This is the highest form of strength. Think about a river. A young river is wild. It crashes against rocks. It floods villages. It destroys everything in its path. But an old river is different. It is wide. It is deep. It is calm. It carries ships. It feeds millions. It flows with purpose and power. You are that river now. This emotional maturity shows on your face. It is visible in your eyes. People can feel it when they stand near you. They cannot explain it in words. They can only feel it. And what they feel is respect. When you were young, you wanted many friends. You wanted to be popular. You wanted to be invited to every party. You measured your value by the number of people around you. But now, you have learned something important. It is not about how many people are in your life. It is about who they are. Now, you do not try to impress everyone. Now, you choose quality relationships. You keep a small circle, but that circle is real. It is honest. It is loyal. It is supportive. A small circle of true people is worth more than a large crowd of strangers. This is your strength. The quieter your circle, the deeper your life. Think about a well. A shallow well has dirty water. A deep well has clean, pure water. Your circle works the same way. Go deep, not wide. This is the most important habit of all. When you were 20, you had dreams, beautiful, exciting, colorful dreams, but they stayed as dreams. They lived in your mind and never came out into the real world. Now is the time to make them real. At 40, your goal comes first. Distractions come second. You no longer waste time on things that do not matter. You no longer give your energy to people who do not deserve it. You no longer spend hours on meaningless activities. Now, the game is not about luxury. It is about legacy. It is not about what you own. It is about what you build. It is not about showing off. It is about building your empire, your kingdom, brick by brick, day by day. When a man commits to his mission, something extraordinary happens. The world makes way for him. Doors open. People appear. Opportunities arrive. Not because of luck, but because the universe respects a man who knows his purpose. This is not just self-respect. This is self-ownership. You own yourself completely. Your time, your energy, your attention, your emotions, your direction. Everything belongs to you and only you. And when you reach this state, you are not just attractive. You become essential. You become someone the world cannot ignore. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a man. He is 42 years old. He wakes up early, before the sun, not because someone forces him, but because he has a purpose waiting for him. He exercises, not to show off his body, but because he respects himself enough to take care of his health. He eats well, he reads, he thinks, he plans. He goes to work, and he works with focus, not to impress his boss, but because his work is part of his mission. He treats people with kindness, not because he wants something from them, but because kindness is who he is. When problems come, and they always do, he does not panic. He does not shout. He does not blame others. He sits down, he thinks, he finds a solution, and he moves forward. In the evening, he comes home, and he is present with his family, not just physically, but emotionally. He listens, he laughs, he loves, not with grand gestures, but with small, consistent acts of care. Before he sleeps, he reflects on his day. What went well? What could be better? What lesson did today teach him? This man is not perfect. He has scars. He has failures. He has memories that still hurt. But he has taken all of that pain and turned it into wisdom. He has taken every setback and used it as a stepping stone. This man does not chase success. Success follows him. This man does not chase respect. Respect finds him. This man does not chase love. Love is drawn to him. Because he has mastered the most difficult thing in the world, he has mastered himself. If you are approaching 40, or you have already passed it, I want you to hear something clearly. Your best days are not behind you. They are ahead of you. Every single one of them. The world told you that youth is everything. The world was wrong. Youth gave you energy, but it also gave you confusion. Youth gave you excitement, but it also gave you insecurity. Youth gave you speed, but it took away your direction. Now you have something better than all of that. You have wisdom. You have experience. You have clarity. You have patience. You have the kind of strength that does not need to prove itself. You are not old. You are seasoned, like fine wine, like aged wood, like a sword that has been through fire and come out sharper than ever. Do not let society tell you that your time is over. Do not let anyone put you in a box labeled past your prime. Do not let the mirror discourage you when you see gray hair and wrinkles. Those gray hairs are medals. Those wrinkles are maps of every journey you have survived. That calm look in your eyes is the result of 1,000 battles fought and won. You are entering the most powerful phase of your life. The phase where boys become men, where followers become leaders, where dreamers become builders. The real game starts now. There is one final lesson I want to share with you, and it might be the most important one. Stop chasing. Stop chasing money. Stop chasing women. Stop chasing fame. Stop chasing approval. Stop chasing happiness. Instead, become the kind of man that all these things chase. How? By focusing on yourself, by building yourself, by investing in your mind, your body, your skills, your character, and your purpose. When you plant a flower, you do not pull it out of the ground every day to check if it is growing. You water it, you give it sunlight, you protect it from storms, and one day it blooms beautifully. You are that flower. Water yourself with knowledge. Give yourself the sunlight of discipline. Protect yourself from the storms of negativity. And one day, you will bloom in a way that amazes even you. When you stop running after things, something strange happens. Those things start running towards you. Success comes to the man who is focused on his work. Love comes to the man who is focused on his growth. Respect comes to the man who is focused on his character. The man who stops chasing becomes the man everyone chases. This is the secret. This is the truth that nobody told you when you were young. But now you know it, and knowing it changes everything. Age does not attract people. Mentality does. Your body might slow down, but your mind should speed up. Your hair might turn gray, but your vision should become clearer. Your face might show age, but your spirit should show fire. You are not declining, you are rising. You are not fading, you are shining. You are not ending, you are just beginning. The real game, the one that truly matters, the one that defines who you are and what you leave behind, this game starts after 40. So stand up, straighten your back, look the world in the eye, and say these words with full belief. I am on my path. I am the master of my strength. I am not a boy anymore. I am an awakened man, and the game has just begun. Thanks for listening to my story. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and tell me where you're listening from.